Hey guys, how you doing? So, a few days back, an article came out saying that a 10-year-old boy was injured after a 16-year-old girl forced him to have sex. Now, here's what the article reads. In the case reported from a Kanpur village, a 10-year-old boy was hospitalized after a minor girl tried to force him into having sex with her. Now, the incident took place in Kulali village of Binnu area when the 16-year-old sweet-talked the boy from a neighborhood into his house and tried to have sex with him. In the attempt, the boy sustained serious injuries in his private parts and started to bleed. While the boy is undergoing treatment at the Halle hospital in Kanpur, police said that they were at their wits' end to come to terms with the incident and decide under which sections of the IPC to lodge a case. Both the victim and the aggressor are minors in this case, and as a result, lodging complaint has become difficult. That's what Shalabh Mathur confirmed. I think that's the cop. Legal experts said a case can be lodged under the Section 8 of the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences, the POCSO Act. Anyway, here's a case where a boy was raped, and I mean the dictionary definition of rape, because in legal terms it can't be considered as rape. At least not in India. The cops were bamboozled as to what section they should file the case under. I mean, they said it's hard to file a case because both are minors. Now, I can clearly state with absolute certainty that this was not the reason they did not know what section to file it under. They found it difficult because the offender was female and the victim was male. It was not because they were minors. That's fucking obvious. Now, this is why. If the genders were reversed, the headlines would not read 16-year-old boy forced girl to have sex. It would read 16-year-old boy raped 13-year-old girl, or whatever, and the whole country would be up in arms. Forget that. This guy's saying minors. Because they are minors, it's difficult. What the fuck is he saying? Because if two consenting minors have sex, it's automatically assumed legally that the boy has raped the woman. Or the boy has raped the girl, to be exact. Those two are minors. Would he have difficulty filing a case under that scenario? Because no, he wouldn't. He would just know which case to file. Rape 376 of the IPC. Plain and simple. So don't fucking lie. Tell it as it is. You've had difficulty because the perpetrator is a female. Now the boy's father and mother will realize the harsh truth that if you're a male victim, you're basically not worth the time and effort. No one cares. They consulted legal experts and they stated a case can be lodged under Section 8 of the Protection of Children Against Sexual Offences Act. And this is Section 8. Whoever commits sexual assault shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which shall not be less than 3 years but which may extend to 5 years and shall also be liable to fine. Now sexual assault, seriously, fucking hell people, this is rape, plain and simple. And yes, a lot of you might be thinking, why the double standard? Why can't I wait till the courts find out if the girl is guilty or not? Well, this is why. Medical examination was conducted, and I quote, in the attempt, the boy sustained serious injuries in his private parts and started to bleed. That means a proper investigation was done as well. Now, secondly, no news channel would report news of a female perpetrator of rape, sexual assault, unless it had been investigated properly. I honestly would like to see this girl tried as an adult under the new Juvenile Justice Act as she is 16. A boy would have been tried as an adult if he was 16 or older and he raped a woman. This act seemed like it was deliberate, and this is what the Juvenile Justice Board terms as the condition for being tried as an adult. She should get the maximum punishment possible, which according to Section 8 is 5 years. Wait, what? 5 years, that's it? Fuck me dead. She'll be out of jail in 5 years and she'll get back to raping males, but this time, you know what, she'll be fucking wiser. She'll rape only men who are adults, because legally, that's not fucking rape, don't you know? The Indian justice system is anything but justice. There's a load of bullcrap pandering to the feminist agenda. Not just to the feminist agenda, of course, to women, to gynocentrism. And in other news, a woman filed a rape case against her father-in-law, and when the police arrived at the man's house, they were bewildered. The man was so old and weak, he could not even stand up straight. He was 75 years old. Now, this is a man who was supposed to have raped a young woman, a man who forced himself upon a woman, a young woman as a matter of fact, and he couldn't even fucking stand up. That doesn't matter because the case has been filed. And this will become a number of feminists to harp on about when the statistics for the cases of rape filed is published by the National Crime Records Bureau. The case has to be filed no matter what. No matter how frivolous it is, no matter how impossible it is. So even if a rape case was filed on a man who was probably in the other side of the world, they still have to file the FIR and it will add to the numbers. But the thing is, it can then be investigated and disposed of. But even if it's disposed of, it will still add to the numbers. It does not just get erased. But hey, that's what feminists want, right? They want numbers. That's all they need to get more funds from the government and the UN. According to feminists, cases reported is equal to or less than actual cases because, a lot of cases go unreported according to them. And they conveniently disregard the fact that a fucking boatload of them are false allegations. And another one, we have another doozy. A woman has filed a case of cruelty because she was forced to cook and eat pork. So, this is what it reads. Savita Kulkarni, whose name was changed obviously, was miffed whenever her husband would bring home the bacon, quite literally, and says he forced her to cook and eat it. Within 2 weeks of the wedding, she had left her spouse and sought divorce. Her husband Anand was shocked to learn that the police had booked him under the anti-dowry section 498A of the Indian Penal Code and he could be arrested soon. I never saw this coming. I had made my customs and tradition very clear to my wife. That's what he said. These two have been in a relationship since 2008 and they got married. The marriage lasted for a whole 2 weeks, and 2 weeks of a marriage after 7 to 8 year old relationship. I mean, surprising, right? Nah, not really. Not really. This is not a woman who wanted to adjust. She wanted to become a vegetarian. She wanted him to become a vegetarian after the marriage. She wanted him to follow her lifestyle. And now, the rest of what I'm going to say now is conjecture, of course, because I have no facts on this, but this is just me throwing it out there. Now, I'm not sure if it really happened, but, the probability is pretty high. She stayed in the relationship knowing full well how he is. Now, she expected him to change, and she thought it would happen sooner or later like most women do. She expected him to change his ways, convert to veganism or, become a vegetarian and God knows what else because she's a woman and a man is supposed to do whatever his woman wants. Now, I don't consider the guy as a saint here, that he's not a fucking full-on victim, obviously. Now, he's an idiot for getting married to a broad who wanted him to change. And he says he's shocked he was slapped with the case of cruelty. Well, yeah, actually, I'd be shocked too, but that's if I would get married, which I wouldn't. But honestly, think about the fucking legal terms. Anything is fucking cruelty now. And you know what? Go figure, down fuck. He would have possibly thought she would come around after her marriage too. I mean, that's expected. One thing I'm sure about is he would not have forced her to eat pork. He might have asked her, he might have requested her, give it a shot, try it, you might like it. Okay? But the highest probability is he would have told her to eat what she wants and let him eat what the fuck he wants. And I am honestly shocked she knows how to cook because, most women in this day and age don't even know how to fucking make a cup of tea, let alone cook for this guy. This woman also said that she was food poisoned because she ate meat. You know what? If she was food poisoned, it's because she didn't know how to fucking cook. Because she ate what she fucking cooked. You know what? Women of this generation just want a man to look after them, provide them with money to shop, and give them goodies every other day. Seriously, dudes, if you're getting married in this legal atmosphere, it's you who's digging your own fucking grave. Alright, till next time, guys. Cheers.